I wonder where in the timeline it fits. That's new! I wanted more Bern and Lambda. Why they make this so cute? Well played, Butler, well played. It's going to be total chaos. That's the shortest episode ever, I guess. So the game rules changed? It's +1, so 18? Why it sounds like Steins Gate opening? So this is the premise for question arcs. Okay. The fantasy elements in Umineko. So she desperately wants Butler to be the head. Kinzo's alive, Kinzo's alive, Kinzo's alive, and they saw him. Hello and welcome. Well then. It seems we've waited way too long. And enough. So it's about time for another episode of Umineko, and this time it's Umineko Chiru, so episode 5 to 8. We're finally here. We're finally here. It's been exciting weeks. Definitely exciting weeks with making theories about question arcs. I enjoyed that a lot, but it took way too long. And I'm glad I'm back. I'm back. I hope you are like glad as well. And as you can see, this is a different version of what we used to play. I used to play 7th mode. Now it's a Umineko project. So I will go with this. Also, I think I have enabled lip sync. So I will go with this for now. And I will see if I like it. I will probably leave it maybe because it doesn't bother me much. But I will see. Let me know in the comments if you like the lip sync or not. So maybe we can like decide on this together. So, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Let's read about what is the episode 5 to 8. To be honest, I don't like this fancy looking text here. It's harder to read. Okay, let's go. Good morning. As the story crosses into its second half, the tales woven by the Golden Witch have been exhausted. Okay. All that remains now is to understand them. I agree. Perhaps new game masters can offer a fresh perspective. New game masters! Huh! Beato is not the game master anymore? Let's go. Okay, that's one way to start the episode. Oh, we started with Beato laugh. It's already good. Okay, it wasn't that long. Oh wait, it actually like changed. Oh, never mind then. Never mind then. It's actually going into like another way. Okay. Good morning. Please enjoy the new game. End of the Golden Witch. Wow. Way to name the episode. That's episode 5, not 8. And we call this End of the Golden Witch. I say that, but the game has already reached its climax. The culprit has been cornered and merely awaits checkmate. I'm sure there will be something you can spot from this clearer perspective. Difficulty is fairly easy. What could possibly fool you now? I mean, a lot of things can fool me. But we'll see. I will see how much of the theories I can cross out after this. Let's go. I'm excited. What will we learn? I know that apparently episode 5 have a lot of hints, so I expect this to totally destroy my theories. Yeah, okay. How do we start? Are they going to Rokkenjima again? Starting with... Really? We're going with marriage coordinator? Okay. Hello ZTS, my Nemesis. Whoa, I like this echo. It's like a memory. Okay. This is from episode 3, I think.
そなたがどんなにわらわや魔法の存在を否定しようともほらほらほらほらほらほら悪いなバトラー結構面白かったぜ
So here's some flashbacks.
しかしお師匠様の言う通りにしてみたんだが本当に結構いいとこまで行けたな
Trying to do what Master told me. I think that's different dialogue.
なんでもツンツンと残虐を尽くした後に程よくへたれて出れてみせると好感度ってやつが大幅アップするんだろ
Okay. And it's shattered. Okay, we're back to apparently Golden Land, which we saw in the episode 4 where Angel entered this place. That lonely tone was the sound of the desolate wind blowing by. The color of the glittering flower petals on the rose bushes was that of gold. Yep, that's why it's Golden Land. The group of gold butterflies, which had once danced through this golden rose garden, like fluttering rose petals, could no longer be seen anywhere. Bato's gone? The master of the Golden Land is the Golden Witch Beatrice. She could be called inhuman and cruel, arrogant and outrageous, and also naive and simple. That laugh of hers, which lost its grace more and more the longer it continued, could no longer be heard. The Golden Witch Beatrice sat like a doll, resting in a deck chair adorned as beautifully as the Golden Rose Garden. What happened? She wasn't relaxing there. Empty-eyed, never responding to any questions, and yet still not permitted to sleep. Beatrice was sitting there as if she was a doll. What? Her hair was down, and Virgila was carefully fixing it up with a comb. If Beatrice has been complaining about this, and that regarding her hairstyle, then it would have been clear that she was the usual Beato. However, she gave no responses and showed no reactions. So instead, it only looked like Virgila was combing the golden hair of a large doll. Alongside them, there was a table. On it was the chessboard, along with a mix of black and white pieces, in all out of battle. Something about the setup looked different from normal chess. It might have been a game similar to chess but not identical. Oh, and there's Butler. And on the other side, sitting back in his chair as he contemplated his next move, was a young man. No, perhaps he wasn't thinking of his next move. Every once in a while, he would change the position of the pieces, reconsidering the situation each time he changed it. Huh. Is this like aftermath of episode 4? Maybe? But he died in the episode 4, isn't he? Didn't he? He was supposed to be alone. I mean, this is probably meta world. Like, we can see like this purple stuff here. But still. I wonder where in the timeline it fits. Maybe he was reconstructing previous games, trying to discover the thought process behind those moves. Oh, he's making Fury. Just like I did. In the past. Kinzo, the Ushiramiya family head, once likened studying chess games to taking a journey through the thoughts of the old masters. Ushiramiya Butler was on a journey in search of the Golden Witch thought process, which had led her to create these arrangements and make those moves. Butler took a black piece, which he had only just moved forward, and returned it to its original place, sighing deeply. Butler pieces were white. However, on the chessboard, the side facing Butler was black territory. He was stepping through the game from Beato perspective. Okay.
お前の指し手はやればやるほどに理解できねえぜ。
Yeah, the lip sync kind of bothering me. Actually. Even Butler didn't expect that Beato would respond to that statement. No, he was still holding onto the hope that there might be a chance of her responding. So why did she stop responding to anything? What? And had only made it sound as though he was talking to himself. What happened to Beato? Whoa! That's new! I never heard so Beato in long hair. What the fuck? Yo! Clear. Damn, the empty eyes. But, you know what? I like, outside of these empty eyes, something happened to her. I like this Beato more. I like this long hair that she has now. I like this version a lot. Yeah, we have backlog. That's the thing that I missed from my previous gameplay. Beato eyes reflected nothing. And her mouth told nothing. I like this kind of eyes when the Bernkastel have them, because it's part of the character, I guess. But for Beato, it's so weird. What happened? What is this? And when? After begging him to kill her. Oh, this is after episode 4. So I was right. Aftermath. The Golden Witch had become a corpse, which had given up on living. She wasn't sleeping. She was forbidden to step down from this game, and therefore sleep was not permitted. So, she must have heard. However, his words probably hadn't reached her heart. The Golden Witch would no longer sneer at Butler's moves, nor would she prize them, or belittle them. Beatrice was no longer anything more than a living doll. What? So maybe this is not aftermath of episode 4. Where is it? Even so, she would glance at him every once in a while. It would be an empty glance, but a glance nonetheless. Sometimes, she would seem to make some sort of gesture or even move her lips. However, her movements were never able to communicate anything to Butler.
どうやったらこの局面でこの指し手になるわけだ。わけがわからねえんだよ。
So maybe it's before ending of the episode 4, maybe? Huh.
お前の指し手はよ。
ベアとバトラ君が話しかけていますよ。
They're therapeutic to her. What the hell?
なんとか言えよ。クスクスとかゲラゲラとか。
Why Butler have a tiny fang in his mouth? I never saw that.
いつもの黄色い笑いでいいから。
It seems unbelievable. That shrill laugh of Beatos would never be heard again. What? No. However, even if she couldn't answer, his voice was surely reaching her. Butler was talking to her because he believed this. So he said the same thing one more time.
どうやったらこの局面でこの指し手になるわけだ。わけがわからねえぜ。お前の指し手はよ。
この子の考えることはわけがわかりませんか？
Virgila answered in her disciplined stead. Up to this point, she had done her best to avoid speaking for Beato. After all, there was a chance that Beato would respond in some way, and Virgila didn't want to be the one to take that opportunity away from her. Which meant that Butler was being forced to bear with that silence. Beato herself answered. Virgila could no longer bear to watch him like this. And Butler too wanted to have a conversation with Virgila, with faith that their words would reach Beato's heart.
ああ、さっぱりだな。ベアトの立場になって、こうして駒を動かせば動かすほどにわからなくなる。
The successful execution of serial murder following an epitaph. He was stepping through the games from the witch side, with that as the victory condition. But he just couldn't make it fit with better moves. He could see several incomprehensible moves in the record of their past games that clearly conflicted with that victory condition. Yeah, because Beato wasn't like very serious, she was like always giving you a chance and like playing with you.
さっぱりわからねえ。
Also, we know that Lambdadelta don't want this game to end, so yeah.
こいつの思考を探る旅路はあまりに険しすぎるぜ。
でもあなたは投げ出さないのですね。
ああ、約束した。
Kill me. Yeah. Let me die. So that didn't happen, actually.
俺はこいつを安らかに死なせてやると約束した。そしてそれは俺にしかできない。
You know how... You remember how I said in my theories about like the last like words like who am I and stuff like this? Like I was thinking like Butler is like alone on the island in the episode 4 and Beato is just like in his imagination and stuff. So if this is like I think that Beato might be like someone from his past that he forgets, like maybe someone he loved before, or Beato loved him or something like that and he forgot about her, maybe she's dead already and his subconscious or just like giving him her image, you know, and I promised to let her die peacefully. It's something like along the lines that he don't know this yet, but I think what he should do is to remember her, his time with her, you know. It's like basically, you know, like in movies, stories and stuff, like you have like for spirit to go like pass away, it needs to like closure, you know. So maybe she wants him to remember her and that will let her die peacefully, you know. Something similar that happened to Maria in this Golden Land before in the episode 4 when Enge revived Sakutaro and Maria was at peace and she just passed away. So maybe this is very similar situation here. This is so bizarre. Beato's right ankle was bound with a heavy, cold steel shackle. Yep, Lambdadelta put that there, okay. It wasn't tied to anything, so it didn't restrict her movement. However, it symbolized restriction. It was a visualization of the restriction that prevented her from leaving the game without either victory or loss. And the shackle was probably hurting her. The mercilessly cold steel shackle was tormenting her over and over inside her waking dream. So there was never any relief in her empty expression. Her eyelids would sometimes tremble like she was having a bad dream, and every once in a while, she would let out a faint gasp. Unless I win, Beato will never be released from the curse that prevents her from resting in peace.
良いのですか。第5のゲームはもう始まっているようですよ。
Okay, it seems so he's not aware. Okay, so who's starting the game then if it's not Beato or Butler? It sounds... This sounded like... This. You're not Harry seems like fifth game started. It seems like neither Beato or Virgila is like master of the game anymore. Oh. Why should I take part in any game without Beato as an opponent? If that's the only alternative, then stepping through past games on a journey instead of Beato thought process is much better use of all my time. Okay. Hello, Lambda. Ah. Oh my god, yes. That will be so twisted. That will be so twisted. Oh my god. Also, I think this is why I don't like lip sync as well. Like, you can see Lambda's face here. I feel like if we would have like no lip sync and like old sprites that I had in my previous game, she would have like this like creepy smile here. And that fits her so well. This is weird. I mean, I guess I don't have any choice, Lambda. We all believe in Lambda supremacy, I guess. Oh, hello, Ben. Okay.
ベアとは戦いを放棄して人事不正。ベアとの不戦法でゲームオーバーでしょ。確かにベアとはいろいろとあったんで、今はちょっぴりノックアウト気味。
My god, Lambda face.
でも戦う気力を失ったわけじゃない。だからつまり私は解除役ってわけ。わかる
Beato was lying down on the chair, on the deck chair, almost as though she was sleeping. However, she wasn't sleeping, and she wasn't awake either. She was nothing more than a living doll, who had given up on victory, asked the Butler to perform her last rites, and entrusted everything to him. Of course, no fifth game would ever be prepared if everyone just sat around. So Lambdadelta had succeeded Beato as the game master, and proclaimed that she would prepare the next game.
ふざけるな。これは俺とベアとのゲームだぞ。お前ら、どこの誰か知らねえが、勝手に話を進めるんじゃねえ。あんたに意見は求めてないわ。
Wow.
どうすんのベル？受けるの？受けないの？
Maybe I'm getting used to lip sync. I don't know. I feel conflicted because whole other game I had like just different facial expressions, and I loved them. And now it's weird.
いいわ。あんたが引き継ぎなさい。
Okay. And she's like whatever.
お前ら何者か知らねえが、俺とベアトを無視して勝手に話を進めるんじゃねえ。
落ち着きなさいよ。確かにプレイヤーが変われば察しても変わる。あんたにとっては戸惑うことも多いかもしれないけど、それでも大きなヒントになりうるでしょ。
知らねえよ。
Wow, Butler is like.
勝手なこと言って仕切ってんじゃねえ。
ベアとのゲームを4つも繰り返して何もわからないんでしょ。
I mean, I'm trying to understand. I made the theories.
なら、プレイヤーが変わるのは大きなヒントになると思うけれど。
Also, yeah, if you want to check the theories, then yeah, that's on the channel. It's like literally like previous episode of Umineko, I guess, somewhere on the channel. It's question arcs. Theories, basically. Hmm.
大きなお世話だ。 これはベアトが用意し、俺を対戦相手に指定した。俺たちのゲームだ。どこから湧いてきたのかもしれないお前らにかき回されるのはごめんだ。
なら、ベアトを起こして次の準備をさせて。
Yeah, Ben and Lambda is like plotting together. Like we remember from the tea party, they're like together with this. Beato is so not prepared for this.
できる？
ベアトはしばらく起きねえよ。それに新しいゲームなんて必要ね。あいつがこれまでに出題してきた4つのゲームの譜面だけで十分だ。仮に第5のゲームがあるとしても、それはベアトが出題し、俺に挑むものだけで十分だ。お前らには何の関係もない。
Butler couldn't hide his irritation at those two witches called Lambdadelta and Bernkastel, who had shown up after the game's start and who had started to try and continue it on their own. It looked like these witches were of even higher rank than Beato. Yes, they are! So high, in fact, that even Battle Master Virgila couldn't come close. Yep, they are Voyagers? If I'm correct? Oh, there's no tip menu yet. Okay, yeah, true. Okay, sorry. That was in the tip menu of episode 4. Butler had the feeling that he'd seen these two several times before. Yeah, Butler, no shit, Sherlock, you've seen them many times before. I guess. Unless he didn't and only we did. I mean, he saw them in like episode 4 when Genji was there and stuff. At least. However, this was the first time he had learned their names and spoken to them directly. That's actually true.
せず、あんたに次のゲームを準備もできない。だから私が次のゲームを用意するわけ。私たちはね、いつ正気を取り戻すかもわからないベアトにいつまでも付き合ってられるほど気が長くないの。ね、ベルン？
退屈はごめんなの。イライラするほどに。
Okay.
お前が退屈がろうが。
So, in episode 5 we'll get more Lambda and Bern. I love it! I wanted more Bern and Lambda, like this whole time. Especially Bern, because she had like almost no time screen. We had more Lambda than Bern, definitely.
まあまあ、このパーフェクトなラムダデルタ様に任せなさい。
Perfect, Lambdadelta sama. She mean the super paper, right?
私がゲームマスターを引き継ぐ。大丈夫よ。あんまり絶対完璧にはプレイしないわよ。
Certain perfection.
まあまあ、このパーフェクトなラムダデルタ様に
Oh, she's just saying perfect. Okay.
私がゲームマスターを
I won't play with too much certain perfection. Yeah, Lambda, we still need some chances. Please don't use your whole power against us, because we'll be like not able to win against this.
ベアトっぽく、わけのわかんないフェイクや尻尾、ボーナスヒントをいっぱい用意してあげる。
Okay.
ベアトの世界をより理解するための大きなヒントにしてあげるわよ。
Letting my voice's emotions explode, I slammed the table hard. The two witches barely flinched. One grinned, the other looking different, as though nothing had happened. The two of them just stared at me silently, as though they were reapproaching me.
何？不満？あんたは私による第5のゲームを降りるっての？それって不先輩？
バトラーは降りないわよ。もちろん第5のゲームにも参加するわ。
勝手に決めるんじゃねえ。お前らに俺は付き合わない。知ったことじゃない。
Nice. So how will you going to like make him play, actually.
ならやっぱり不先輩ってことよね。このゲームは魔女側の勝ち。人間は屈服ってことでお開きでいいかしら。
降りるなら不先輩でゲーム終了だけどいいの？
Didn't battle lose by default, but though, so that would make human side actually win and we can wrap this up. So what the fuck do you mean?
たった一人残された妹が無限の世界のすべてでたどる不幸な境遇を確定させたいのなら
Wow, playing Genji card again, I see. God damn it, Ben, you are evil. When Bernkastel mentioned Genji, Butler expression changed instantly.
てめえエンジェのことを気安く口にするんじゃねえ。
あなたにこの私奇跡の魔女ベルンカステルが味方しているからこそ
Okay. You don't sound like an ally though.
エンジェにはひょっとしたら家族が帰ってくるかもしれない奇跡の余地が残されてるのよ。
Okay.
あなたが自らそれを捨ててエンジェの無限の未来すべてを不幸なものに確定するのもまた私には一興だけれども
I vaguely understood what she was saying. Until I win battle game, I will remain trapped in this bizarre world. And if I abandon victory, then most certainly my parents and I will never return to Genji. For Genji's sake, even though I know that the witches are toying with me, I must keep on fighting. Yeah, okay, that was pretty easy to convince him.
なにその不満そうな顔自分の妹をグズグズのひき肉にされた怒り
Wow.
忘れちゃったの
Wow, the Genji burgers.
プチプチブチブチ無数の焼けたペンチで引きちぎって細切れにしていくあの光景
I wonder if like someone would ever like make the like a restaurant that's called Genji. Just like that. Restaurant Genji burgers. How does that sound? Like actual place, you know? Like you go for the Genji burgers. That would feel weird as fuck if you read ever Umineko. Like for everyone else that would be so normal, like, oh yeah, we're going to Genji burgers, that's great. And then everyone else is like, no?
今度はちゃんと真正面で見ないとダメ
Bernkastel faced the palm of her right hand upwards. As she did, a pale light gathered there, and some kind of blue glowing crystal appeared there. Is that a fragment? Like the ward? Like she's like traveling through wards? Through fragments? A scene was reflected on its sharp surface. But it wasn't the scene that surrounded them now. If you look deep into the crystal, that fragment, when you would probably learn what was reflected on there. What the fuck? If you stared at it, then you would surely witness that scene where Genji finally reached her beloved brother after devoting 12 years of her life to that goal, only to have her entire body torn to bits while she was still alive. God damn it, Bern! You definitely don't sound like an ally. Maybe you are an ally, but you are like merciless, what the hell? Yeah, some ally are you. Oh, he actually tried to grab her, what the hell? Without thinking, he grabbed at her collar. But as soon as he touched whatever made up her form, it disappeared, like a phone on the waves. I wonder if this is included in the manga panels. If you have like this manga panel, then you can like post it on Discord. I wonder if like there's a scene like Butler actually grabbing Bern. And then, as naturally as though she had been there from the beginning, Bernkastel was leaning against a distant wall.
あなたがゲームを降りるなら
Wow, her expression changed. It's not Bernkastel's usual expression. She's like happy actually. Like the smile. What the hell?
これはかけらでなく確定した現実になる。
Why they make this so cute? When she's speaking, like it's like this like little like bear type, like cat like. I mean she have cat tail, so I guess it fits, but that's weird. This will become not fragment but reality, yeah.
その未来を紡ぐのは私じゃないわ。あなた自身よ。あなたが決めなさい。最愛の妹の未来をどうしたいのかを。
Butler face shook with anger. But even if we swung them down, he wouldn't be able to hit Bernkastel. Like a cat or a phantom, the switch would even let someone pet her if she didn't wish for it. She wouldn't, yeah. Besides, she's telling the truth. For Angel's sake, I can't step down from this fight. Even if these unpleasant witches hijack the game board.
さすがベルン。脅し方もえぐいわね。
Yeah.
そういうことよ、バトラ
What's with this like phrasing?
ー。あんたにはゲームを降りることなんて許されてないの。あんたもベアとも私たちの退屈を紛らわせるゲーム版のコマでしかない。あんたのそのわけのわかんない怒りやイラつきさえも私たちには退屈を紛らわす最高のお菓子。まあ、その程度の怒りじゃ駄菓子程度だけどね。
So according to the beginning of the game, this will be fairly easy. So Lambda will really hold back, I guess.
30円で2枚入ってるカレー味のポテトせんべい程度ね。
Oh wow. Okay, I like this duo. They're great.
魔女とも。
Oh, better with closed eyes.
エンジェのためにも戦いなさい。
Now this face is more like Bern. Bern is like in this episode already. Like already in this episode, Bern had more emotions showing up than like in all question arcs before together.
そしてベアとのためにもでしょ。
In a way that was admonishing, or perhaps babying. Bernkastel smiled, tormenting Butler in a similar way to how something too sweet sometimes gave you a headache. The host of this tea party, Beata, was absent now, and the guest witches were already making themselves at home.
どうすんの？後ろ宮バトラー。運命に屈しちゃう？
Isn't Butler spelled with one R? I feel weird about this, Butler. I think this is the typo. Or I'm just like bamboozled and mistaken now. I will check after we get the tip menu. If there will be like double R as well, then I will check like some footage or like something else that to check if this is like actually double R. I have a feeling like, yeah, even his name is just one R. It's a typo.
どうすんの？後ろ宮バトラー。運命に屈しちゃう？
She's telling his name normally, so this is typo. She's not like making ends like R, Butler. No, he's not. She's not saying like that.
魔女の駒にして遊ばれるなんてもうごめんなんでしょ？ベルンの駒は辛いわよ。きっとあんたもエンジェみたいに使い捨てにされるわよ。
あなたに降りる選択肢は与えてない。妹の未来のために戦い続けるの。
Wow, Bern.
私は味方よ。
Yeah, sure. Thanks. I need ally like you. Great.
その未来にたどり着けるよう、あなたが勝利するまでサポートするわ。私が退屈するまで永遠に。
Great. Butler couldn't allow himself to fall for their provocation and cajolery. These witches knew that he got mad easily, and they were trying to take advantage of that. Butler withstood it all and finally relaxed his clenched fists.
第5のゲームとやらが始めたいなら勝手に好きにしろ。
好きにするわよ。
Okay.
あれれ、どこ行くのよ。
Even though Butler had acknowledged this fifth game, he turned his back on them, which surprised Lambdadelta a bit.
お前がベアとの代役を務めるってんなら、そこのベルンカステルとかいう魔女が。
Haha! Nice one! I love this! I love this! He turned them away. Wow! Butler is so good. Well played, Butler. Well played. That makes sense. She can, like, take your place if she's on human sides. Yep. Definitely.
道理ね。そうじゃないと不先輩になってしまう。
何よそれ。私が作る渾身のエピソード5をあんた無視するっての？
Episode 5. Wow, okay.
失礼しちゃう失礼しちゃう。
バトラーはしばらく休憩するそうよ。それまでの間、私がプレイヤーの代役を。
Are we seriously going to have like two witches playing against each other in this episode?
それでどう？バトラー。
Is this really going to happen?
そうしやがれ。
That will be such a chaos. What the fuck? Magic against magic, imagination against imagination. What the hell?
なに？ラムダ。間抜けなバトラーじゃなくて、私がプレイヤーだと遊んでくれないの？
I mean, I know why Lambdadelta might be concerned if, like, playing against Bernkastel. After all, she lost against Bernkastel once before. That's what we know from, like, their backstory from, like, episode 2, I think? From Tea Party? Or 3?
そんなわけないわ。
I still wonder how Bernkastel can win against Lambdadelta. Because Bernkastel is Witch of Miracles, but she's Witch of Certainty, so something that will happen definitely. And I don't think that Miracle can win against this, because she needs like at least like some like minimal percent of chance to be able to win to make this miracle to happen. And if something is certain, then she have like 0% of chance. So I wonder how she won against her. This is the thing that's like kind of like bamboozling me all this time. I'm still like thinking about this.
ベルンと一緒に
How did that happen?
嬉しいわよ。さあさあ遊びましょう遊びましょう。ラムダデルタ様の超ハイパーでキュートに可愛いエピソード5を一緒に遊びましょうよ。
Super hyper and cute episode 5, okay.
一応ベアトの作った世界なのよ。世界観ぶち壊しにしてないでしょうね。
Oh my god, what she's going to do, oh my god.
大丈夫だってば。私そういうのの空気は読める方なのよ。
Okay.
ちゃんとベアトっぽい世界観でもっと面白い物語に仕上げてみせたわ。
British atmosphere, really? What are you going to throw at us? You're going to throw some like cute and like I don't know, sweets and something, don't you?
バトラも休憩終わったら早く戻ってくるのよ。見逃すともったいないわよ。ベアとの秘密に迫れるようなボーナスヒントをたっぷり用意してるんだから。
Okay, I can't wait.
と見せかけてミスリード満載でますますに煙に巻く気なんだけどね。
God damn it.
ちょっと、こらバトラー、魔女の話聞いてんの？
Yeah, he don't care. Without answering, Butler disappeared into the darkness. After shrugging and cackling, the witches immediately started playing with the game board they had stolen from Beato. Okay. Melody.
あの魔女どもにベアとのゲームは理解できるのか？
同じゲーム版を使う以上、この子にできないことはできません。
They cannot do anything that this child cannot do. Okay. So they're not going to like over their own powers, basically. They will have like kind of the same powers and abilities like Beato did. They cannot go overboard.
しかし、この子がやらないことはやれます。
Yeah. Can agree with that.
やらないこととは何だ？
チェスの道具はチェスで遊ぶために存在します。それを使ってトランプをすることはできない。
Yeah, makes sense.
しかしチェスの駒を相手に投げつけてぶつけたり、チェス盤に落書きしてみたり。
I see. I see. That makes sense. That makes sense. God damn it. It's going to be total chaos.
そういう行為をすることも不可能ではありません。しかしそれはチェスに対する冒涜だから。
Like they care.
誰もやらない。
Yeah, Bato's like, huh. She reacted. That definitely wouldn't be chess anymore. It looked like Bato's eyes clouded very slightly with sadness.
ふざけやがって。これは俺とベアとのゲームだ。他の誰にも冒涜はさせない。
Oh, hello, Runove. At that time, gold butterflies gathered and Runove appeared, holding the tea set with black tea.
紅茶のおかわりはいかがですか？
もらえるか？
かしこまりました。いかがですか？お嬢様の思考を探る旅は。
さっぱりだが楽しんでるぜ。
I'm enjoying this as well. I'm with Butler in this.
しかし、よろしいのですか？こちらでくつろがれていても。
あの魔女どもが勝手に進めてるゲームのことか？
ええ。先ほど紅茶をお届けに伺った時には、もう第一。
Wait, what? Wow, that was fast.
もうじきその次の殺人も起こりそうな気配でした。
When Butler and I were playing, the game would be paused whenever someone left their seats. However, those witches wouldn't pause the game just because I wasn't around. Also, you told Bernkastel to take your place, so basically you have 2 players, so no reason to stop.
ロノウェは奴らのゲームを見たのか？
一部ではございますが。
どうだった？
Runove lifted the pot high with an elegant gesture as he poured the black tea. After he was done, he finally spoke, expressing his thoughts in very few words.
愛がありませんな。
Okay, without love, it cannot be seen. The sentence that I'm not entirely sure if I understand, and the only thing I can think about the sentence is what I said before about the 6 years ago and what can Beato be to Butler and stuff. It might be something about this, but this is cursed sentence. I don't know. It's so weird. Everyone's telling me this sentence. Ah.
愛ってなんだ？
これは失礼。
Explain.
女性風に申し上げるとです。男性風に申し上げるならば、義理が通らぬと申しましょうか。
Okay. I understood what those words meant. When I met Virgilia's eyes, she shook her head slightly and stared at the floor.
上辺は大変よくお嬢様のゲームに似せていると思います。
Okay.
しかし、根本が大きく異なっています。
In what sense?
それはベアとのゲームのルールに反することなのか？
いいえ、反しません。ラムダデルタ様はお嬢様のゲームのルールを実によく理解なされております。しかし
But what? Butler stood up. There was no need to make Ronova say it more.
バトラ
ロノウェイ、すまない。せっかく入れてもらったけど、紅茶はいらねえぜ。
やはり参られますか。
Okay.
ああ、俺たちのゲームに部外者はいらない。
Okay. These guys weren't even here in the beginning. Because I've been loafing around. Crazier and crazier witches have been introduced. And now they've hijacked this game between me and Beato.
取り返さねえとな。ベアトのゲーム版は今は俺が扱ってるはずだ。
Yeah.
その俺がここでぼんやりしてるわけにはいかない。
ありがとう。その言葉をこの子に聞かせてやりたかった。
きっと聞こえています。お嬢様はそれにお返事することができないだけです。
Yep. Bato lay there silently, like a living doll with blue eyes. The game board that she had created herself had been hijacked by incomprehensible people and was being turned into a mess. Bato had called on me to be her opponent. Then this game must be something she created for me. I've got to take it back.
待ってろ。俺が取り返してくれ。
Of course, Bato didn't respond in a way. That's right. If she can respond, then I have to protect it in her place.
行ってくるぜ。バルギリア、ロノエ、黄金の眠り姫の面倒を頼むぜ。
はい、お任せ。
いってらっしゃい、バトラ君。そしてどうかこの子のいないゲームを見て、この子の何かを見つけてあげてください。もしそれを見つけることができたなら、たとえこの子が不在であっても、あなたはこの子と戦ってくれたことになる。
Nice.
そうだよな。ああ、全然ダメだぜ。俺は何をやってるんだ。
Let's go. And let's take it back.
魔女ども、待たせたな。俺の休憩は終わりだぜ。
When he faced the jet black heavens and yelled this, the whole world shuddered, as though it were made out of thin glass. And he's back. Jen as thought it had been that way since the beginning. It transformed into the smoking room when Butler had fought Beato so many times, and which the two witches had now hijacked.
なにあんた、今頃戻ってきたの？超遅すぎ。もうゲームは2日目どころか大詰めも大詰めよ。
Wait, what? That's fast? What the fuck?
バトラがいつまでも来ないから私が勝手に進めちゃったわ。
What? You can't do that? Yeah, like you ever even waited for me in the first place.
ゲルンはあんたよりずーっと頭が冴えてて痛快だったわよね。
うるせえ。プレイヤーは俺だ。代役の魔女どもは引っ込んでろ。
別に今から参加しても構わないけど、もう出番ないわよ。多分。
確かに。
Okay.
だってもうクライマックスもクライマックス。
What is this? Why episode 5 is ending already? What the hell? It's the shortest episode ever.
これで多分ベルンが詰めたゲームセットだもの。
Ben probably cornered me in win. Okay, so Ben is winning actually in the... Okay.
なんだと。
What the fuck? Oh yeah, I'm with Butler.
いいんじゃない？最後の詰めくらい見物しても。
そうね。おいでなさい。後ろ宮バトラー。もうほとんどおしまいだけど、私の作ったキュートでエレガントなゲーム。
What? Is episode 5 really that short? What the hell?
エピソード5 End of the Golden Witch。
Okay. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, we have apparently tip menu with devs already. What the hell? Okay, we know he's dead in every game. Unless answer arcs is different. Okay, Jessica. How Jessica died? Discovered in cousin's room. On the upper floor of the guest house. Died because of the unknown. Neck was sliced open by sharp blade. Okay, Genji is dead. The wound was deep enough that anyone could easily confirm her death with absolute certainty. This is stuff that Lambdadelta is doing. You can see that. First floor mansion, pierced through the back with demon stake. He reached far in his lungs. Because he was like face down on the bed, suicide must be ruled out. Okay. In cousins and also, this is the first game. Yeah, answer. This is the. It never happened in question arcs actually. The cousins are dying first. It never happened in question arcs. It's new. This is like totally new situation here. Like parents are alive. That was. Anyone can confirm. Okay. So I guess absolute certainty is something like the red text that is basically confirming deaths. So certainly from Lambdadelta is like red text, I guess. Neck was sliced, yep. All of these are with certainty. Unknown slice. Everyone had like sliced open. Were sliced open outside of Hideyoshi. Only Hideyoshi have different wound. And he's not certainly dead. But it's reached his lungs. So I guess you cannot fake it. Yeah, I don't think you can fake this death. So I would say like they all dead. What's on the witch side? Okay, I think we had that's just the old. Yeah. Oh, this is new. Know as the witch who don't know miracles, who knows that miracles don't occur. Okay. Participates in the 5th game as the player. From the beginning, her aim had been to deny the witch illusion. Her only goal is to destroy Battle and her ward. As a way to serve a boardroom, yep. She's no ally to Butler, yeah, like I said, some ally you are. God damn it. Master, yeah. Quite differently, just like Bernkastel, he had no love for boredom. Yeah, okay. Butler, man designed by Beatrice, her opponent during forced full game discuss. He's not taking part as a player, yep. There's the gap. Mind the gap. This power level is unknown. I like how Umineko projects have stakes, for example, in like different places. Okay. The second day, October 26. Let's go. The end of the episode 5, so that's the shortest episode ever, I guess. Art. Oh. Eva is crying. George died. Right now, no humans exist on this island except for this in the parlor. I'll be right back. I will cut here. So, be right back, guys. So, just in case if this is the end of the episode, then yeah, we're starting pretty good with the episode 5. I think like this might be the shortest episode of Umineko ever. We are already at the end, so I guess we'll have ending of episode 5 next episode. So, holy crap, I'm so happy that I'm back in this. This is so good. I didn't expect this to turn out to like not having episode 5 at all. And just getting to the end and having like Lambdadelta and Bern at the end, like as the game masters. That's new. Well, I can wait. I can wait. We'll see in the next episode what's going to happen. So thanks for joining. For Umineko Chiru, for the answer arcs, and yeah, let's try and figure this out. Let's try and figure out the Umineko. So thanks again. Thanks for joining and for no pocket watch. What's going out? Okay, so I'm not sure if this is the next episode or current episode, but probably current episode because this is the shortest episode of Umineko ever apparently, so let's go. Also, I forgot to mention that you can leave a like if you like the episode this second, and you can also subscribe to the channel. Yeah, just in case, if you forgot. Right now, no humans exist on this island except for those in the parlor. And with one exception, it has been shown that none of them have committed murder. One exception? And the culprit is among these people. With one exception, okay. You mean about Hideyoshi?
となると決定的じゃねえか。
魔女が犯人で魔法で殺人を犯したわけでない限り。あんたなの？
Oh.
あんたがジョージを主人を殺したの？
Yeah.
どうしてよ？どうして？私は殺していません。私は何も。
In a panic, and with a voice that really couldn't be called flowing, in a manner that was, to put it coldly, unslightly, Natsuki denied the suspicion placed upon her. However, there was no longer any way around it. The girl stood up, brushed back her long hair, pointed at Natsuki, and said it one more time. What? The girl? Umineko, can you stop throwing new characters at me? Who the fuck is this? Okay, there's no anymore 17 people on the island, apparently. So the game rules changed. It's +1, so 18. What is this? Why we have some kind of like embodiment of Bernkastel here? Like it's like blue hair and blue eyes, so it's pretty much Bernkastel. But it have cute clothes, like Lambdadelta, and she's like accusing Natsuki. What the fuck is going on? Who is this? What? Yeah, that's definitely the same episode. Yeah, we have the opening, that's definitely the same episode. I'm not going to, like, pay attention to the opening per se, you know? I would just get a glimpse and stuff, but... Like, in the question arcs, I even forgot how episode looked like before the episode 4, and I forgot, like, what was there. So... In question arcs, opening, I realized that we had spoilers for episode 4 after I checked this now in the answer arcs, and I like the music in this. Ooh. Bern and Lambda going on. Oh, the angel! Why it sounds like Steins Gate opening? It's hyping me up actually. I think it's the same group that made the Steins Gate opening, isn't it? It gave me Steins Gate vibes, I don't know why. Okay. Okay. I didn't saw anything that would be considered spoiler, I guess. Like, we saw that blue-haired girl that we saw, like, before the opening. And that's all. Like, every other character is just, like, was there. So, maybe I'm just ignorant. But, wow. So, maybe this is the end of the episode, actually. And we'll see the next episode in the next episode. So, if that's the case, then thanks for joining. Yeah, and stuff. And there will be fade out now. But I will keep reading, so see you next time, I guess. Or we'll see like this in the same episode. I don't know. Maybe it will be like one long ass episode. We'll see. It's going to be a weird episode. It's crazy. Natsuki yelled as she knocked loudly and repeatedly. Shortly after, there was a heavy clanking sound, and the sound of the door to Kinzo's study unlocking could be heard. Wait, Kinzo unlocked the door for Natsuki? Why? It's not happening usually. And the door opened. A heavily sweet venomous odor flowed out. Natsuki was always ashamed of how she automatically grimaced at this. Even though she thought it rude to the family head. Kraus was waiting for her inside the study. Was my theory right about Kraus being Kinzo this whole time? Or at least like in some episodes? Natsuki flew into his arms. Never mind, okay, Kinzo is still alive, I guess. Or he's dead? What's going on? Oh, Nanjo's examining him. Okay, so something happening to Kinzo now. What? With an uncertain gait, Natsuki went towards the center of the study supported by Kraus. There, a dignified bed, fitting for the head of the Shirimiya family, could be seen, along with Nanjo, Genji, and Kumasawa. After sighing deeply, Nanjo left the side of the bed. On the bed, Kinzo could be seen lying down, sleeping. What? So, in episode 5, he's alive for the game, and he's dying at the end, actually? So you have 19 people on the island? What? These are some drastic changes. These are really drastic changes. What? I'm confused. Maybe that never happened. Maybe this is just for the viewer. Maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's like dead a long time ago. Maybe it's backstory. Maybe it's backstory, yeah. Sobbing, Natsuki put her head against the chest of the man who had fallen into a sleep from which he would never awaken. I mean, he was ill for a long time, apparently. So you could be prepared, I guess. Natsuki couldn't stop her tears over the death of Kinzo, whom she had loved like a second father. Kumasawa rubbed Natsuki back, consoling her. Kraus slumped into his late father's favorite chair. By sitting there, he might have been immersing himself in memories of his departed father. Or perhaps he thought that by sitting there, he might be able to understand just a bit of madness of Kinzo's later years, which had eluded him to the end of his father's life. Nanjo turned his back and looked down over the outside world through a crack in the curtains. It was the same thing he had often done when Kinzo sat in the chair, contemplating a chess move. Wait, so he wasn't sick? So how did he die then? Was he like poisoned maybe? Yeah, so I was like wondering, like he was apparently sick for some time now, so... Huh. Oh, so he was ill, but he was like... the Kinzo that we know, and he just like suddenly just went to bed and never woke up, I guess. Nanjo understood that as well. This was the death of Shinmei Kinzo, a man who had risen like a comet and glittered like a supernova in the post-war world of business. His funeral would probably be the fantastic scale, and it would be the ceremony marking Kraus' inheritance of the headship. He would have to arrange everything as the host of the event, carry out funeral diplomacy perfectly, and make it clear that the Ushimiya family would still hold enormous influence in the political and financial spheres. As Nanjo watched Kraus, he was vividly reminded of the time when Kinzo had been suddenly selected as the Ushimiya family head. A time in which Kinzo had been lost and confused. Nanjo could remember that as well, and for that reason, he was able to understand Kraus' desires and sympathize with it. Natsuki's sobs eventually subsided. Seeing this and leaving Kumasawa to take care for Natsuki as a fellow woman, Genji returned to Kraus. And he lowered his head slightly, as though asking what should be done.
手続き等は私と源氏さんでやろう。クラウスさんはまずは親戚の方々に連絡した方がいいでしょうな。
Kraus, with his hands still over his eyes, didn't respond. Perhaps even though he had known that they would come, Kraus really couldn't hide his shock at how suddenly it reached them.
私と南條先生にお任せを。旦那様はまずは奥様とご相談いただくのが良いかと思います。
Huh. Maybe she heard that, or maybe it was a coincidence. As though responding to Genji's words, Natsui came over. Her eyes were red from crying so much, but she apparently understood that heavy responsibility that had been imposed on the two of them even better than Kraus did.
これからはあなたが栄光ある後宮家の当主です。
So, in this episode we have Kraus officially as Kinzo, as like family head.
お父様の後を立派に継いだことを内外に示しました。
It never happened before.
この夏日、あなたの妻として棺を並べる日までお仕えする覚悟です。
Trying to encourage her husband, who was overcome with shock, Natsuki lent him some reassuring words. When Kraus finally lowered the hands that had been covering his face, he looked up at the ceiling with a blank expression and let out a deep, deep sigh.
どうかしっかりお父様の残したものを食い荒らそうと目論む輩が大勢いるのですよ。私たちはお父様の名誉と財産を守るために戦わなければなります。それが後宮家当主の 最初の仕事ですよ。
分かってる。分かっているとも。
南條先生と源氏はお役所や葬儀業者への手配をお願いします。特に源氏、お父様の葬儀にふさわしいものとなるよう特に手配を頼みますよ。
かしこまりました。
それから南條先生、お父様は病院でお亡くなりになったわけではないので、
場合によっては解剖が入るかもしれませんな。
Okay.
なんとかなりませんか。亡くなったとはいえお父様の大切なお体です。傷をつけるなど耐えられることではありません。
気持ちはわかる。だがそういうところをきっちりすることも大切だ。それにこう言ってはなんだが、難しい親族の方々が多いんじゃないかね。
There's no way to know what those inheritance vultures might try to find fault with. They might squawk that there was something suspicious about the cause of death, and use that as the port of contention to start some trouble. Right now, not only was it important to pay Kinzo remains the respect they were due, but there was also a need to focus on solidifying the position of the new family head, Kraus. So, if this is before the conference, then if this is the same premise as in question arcs, then I was right as putting like Kraus as the head of the family. But maybe not as the Kinzo? I don't know. But that fits the question arcs actually. That Kinzo is already dead before the conference room. I mean, before the like meeting, before the conference with like everyone. That fits like question arcs. That he died before.
わかりました。必要最小限にお願いします。間違ってもお父様の威厳が損なわれるようなお姿にしないように。
So let's see if they inform actually the siblings. Because if they don't inform the siblings about this, then this is exactly as the question arcs.
それは大丈夫だ。安心しなさい。とにかく金蔵さんのことはわしらに任せて、夏日さんはクラウスさんのそばにいてあげなさい。これからが大変なんだから。
分かっています。あなたもどうかしっかり。
Kraus was still staring lazily at the ceiling, with the befuddled expression on his face. Natsuki understood the shock and heavy responsibility. She felt that she understood her husband's feeling, as well as anyone possibly could.
親族への連絡は私がします。今だけは休まれてください。
Kraus didn't respond. Natsuki thought he was being a little bit weak, but that just made it all the more important for her to support him right now. Seeing her husband like this actually stirred Natsuki up, and a resolute expression rose to her face.
これから忙しくなります。今できることを始めましょう。夫はきっとお父様と二人きりで話したいこともあると思います。私たちは一度ここを退出しましょう。
そうでございますね。その時間はきっと今しか取れないでしょうから。
Being in charge of the funeral is tiring work. There's no time to shed tears. If Kraus were ever to be given time to cry for his dead father, that time would have to be now. Everyone agreed with Kumasawa's words. Even then, Kraus continued to lazily gaze up at the ceiling and didn't respond in any way. Natsuki asked two servants to go.
私はジェシカにも話してきます。
Also, I realized that like lip sync is not bothering me at all, actually. So we can leave it.
今やあの子が次期当主です。
Sorry for my coughing. I'm still not like in my best condition, you know, after being sick. recently.
それにふさわしい自覚を持つようによく言い聞かせなくては。
待て。
Okay. Wait. Yeah. So Jessica don't know as well?
私
As they each started to make the way out of the study, Kraus finally spoke. They stopped walking.
はい
待て。
はい
Hadn't she already stopped walking, just like her husband had asked? But despite that, he had once again told her to wait. From those slightly weak words, Natsuki understood that he had probably stopped her because he wanted her to be by his side.
お前たちは下へ。私は夫と言います。何かあったらここに電話するように。
かしこまりました。だから待てと言っている。
Like everyone, okay. At Dev's door! Okay, nice. When Kraus suddenly raised his voice, everyone jumped and turned around. Unable to comprehend what she had done to spark her husband's wrath, Natsuki ran up to him.
どうしましたあなた。私は何か失礼なことを口にしてしまいましたか。だったらお許しを。
いや違う。そうじゃない。そう少し待て。時間をくれ。
ええ、分かっています。心を整理するためにも必要です。私たちはその時間をあなたにあげようと、ここから静かに
That's not
見
what
て
he
いくだ
meant.
けですよ。
だからそれを待てというのだ。いいか。誰もその場から動くな。
Okay.
一歩たりともだ。
What?
疲れたなら椅子にでもソファーにでも好きに座ればいい。
Okay.
だから何も喋らずに静かに黙って何もせずにいろ。
Kraus, you are being weird. Those unreasonable words felt like a glimpse of how Kinzo used to be. Natsuki couldn't hide a slight surprise at those words, which made it seem as if Kinzo had possessed her husband. Is that why they say that no one can mistake Kinzo by sight? It's like Ushirimiya family going crazy basically? Is that some kind of like possession stuff? What the fuck? Is that state of mind? Natsuki told the servants to wait for the time being. She ordered them to sit in the sofa a short distance off, approached her husband, and spoke to him in a small voice.
あなたがお命じになれば、夏日はいくらでも待ちます。とどまります。ですからどうか、お気を鎮められてください。
違う。そうではないのだ。
What do you mean? Was it really his father's blood, or was he actually being possessed? Kraus' disorderly style of speech strongly resembled Kinzo's. As she watched this, Natsuki felt with even greater certainty that Kraus was indeed Kinzo's son, and that he was a true successor to the head, more suitable than any other person.
夏日、こっち。
Kraus stood up and headed towards the window, trying to lengthen the distance between himself and the servants, waiting on the sofa by even a small amount. Natsuki realized he must have something secret that he wanted to talk about.
はい、あなた何事ですか。
親父に死なれてはまず。
しかし、もうお亡くなりになりました。
So they're like creating question arcs now. That would be bad. So they're not going to announce this to anyone.
そういうわけには参りません。
So this is the premise for the question arcs.
そうじゃない。今はまずいんだ。
Why is it bad time though? Like what's like your reasoning here?
どういうことですか。
親父の財産を担保にしている。
Yeah, pretty much. We know that.
相続問題になれば隠しをせない。
I guess so. I mean, the siblings were suspecting that. Like he's like basically bankrupt.
担保ですか。
Let me just like to be sure, you know. I will just like translate this word and be sure if I'm sure it's what I think it is. Yeah. Kinda what I thought it is, but not exactly. Okay.
いかほど。
メロディーランドの時近藤君を応援したことがあっただろ
あの方とは縁を切れと申し上げたじゃありませんか。私には断ったと言ったはず。どうして。
男の義理というものがある。断れなかった。
Krauss claimed to hold honor as a virtue. However, Natsuki knew that he most often used this as an excuse after he couldn't bring himself to pass up a deal.
お金に余裕があるならいざ知れず。この島のリゾート計画でかなりの借金をされたのではありませんでしたか。
Yeah.
ああ、したさ。方々で恩人に世話になったのだ。それらを返済するためにも座しているわけにはいかない。返済するためには金がいる。金を生むためには金がいる。金がなければ始まらない。この島の計画だって企画会社がおかしなことにならなければ順調だったのだ。都の役人とも連携は取れていた。東京都の新しい観光スポットになると知事の太鼓判ももらえていた。私の根回しは完璧だったのだ。たまたま巡り合わせとタイミングが悪かった。
So simply for right about him.
ちょっとした運のすれ違い。事故みたいなものだった。
あれは事故なんかではありません。詐欺です。あなたは騙されたのです。初めから彼らはこの島のリゾート計画など描けていなかったのです。
そんなことはないぞ。土方君のビジョンは先見性にあふれていた。世界と未来に目を向けた広大な視野は私が夢だと信じていたものなど猫の額ほどの広さしかないことを教えてくれた。夢が広がる。世界に未来に。夏日も一緒に聞いていただろう。
ええ、聞いていました。そしてお帰りになられた後に申し上げたはずです。あの方はうさんくさい。語るのは未来ばかりで地に足がついていない。これ以上お付き合いしてはならないと。
土方君は立派な好青年だ。
Wow, he's so sticking to this. What the fuck?
彼の生き様からは学ぶことも多い。
The matters of honor.
彼は若いが尊敬できる。彼のことを侮辱することは許さんぞ。
あなたは同じことを月旅行の時にもおっしゃいました。
Wow.
先見性がある、未来がある、夢があると連呼され、その挙句はいかがでしたか。口頭無形な話だったとあなた自らがお認めになったではありませんか。私はNASA の高官とか名乗るおかしな男が現れた頃からこれは絶対におかしい。
High ranking NASA official. Okay.
俺はあの外国人が国際的な詐欺師だったに過ぎない。あの件については私も曽根崎氏も被害者だ。彼の先見性は今をもって間違っていない。将来必ず世界の大富豪が宇宙旅行をたしなむ時代が訪れる。
Great.
そしてその最初の事業は民間 E 社によって独占されるだろう。着眼点は間違っていない。それを利用して世界中の投資家を騙している国際的な詐欺集団がいて、
曽根崎という男もその一味だったと申し上げているのです。あなたはどこまでお人よしなのですか。どうしていつもうさんくさい話を疑いもせずに乗ってしまうのですか。
訂正しろ。
Some quarrel again in the family, I think.
曽根崎氏は優秀な未来ある男だ。うさんくさくなどない。彼の語る夢は未来を先取りしているからこそ、女のお前には未来など見えん。
ええ、女の私には未来など見えません。でも現在なら見えます。私の目の前で狡猾な二枚舌の詐欺師たちに丸め込まれ騙されてなお妄信している哀れな夫の姿な
Wow.
ら
Yep.
見ることができます。
ねえ、黙れ。お前には金も事業も経済も何もわからん。夫の仕事に口は出すな。妻は家事だけをしてればいい。
Whoa. Okay.
お前は黙って
Calm down, girls. Without uttering the word, Natsuki felt silent, just as Kraus wanted. She was already far beyond anger and sadness, and the emotion that lay on the other side of those was an almost indifferent pity. Kraus had always been frightened of Kinzo since the days of his youth, and had come subconsciously admire the way his father lived. Without realizing it, he had come to believe that he could only be recognized as a man in his own right if he surpassed his father. However, Kinzo had been a mad genius, the likes of which had never been before been seen in the Ushimiya family long history. His talent was a gift from heaven, and it definitely wasn't genetic, much less something that could be learned. Natsuki instructed the servants not to tell anyone about Kinzo's death, and they dismissed everyone, for the time being, to give the two of them a chance to talk alone. Then, she invited Kraus to her bedroom, and made him tell her everything about the current financial situation. There were things that Natsuki hadn't been told about under the assumption that the woman had no business knowing. Natsuki had herself made a point avoiding this area in the past, thinking that it wasn't a wise place to intrude in such matters. However, this might also have meant that she had been remiss in her duty as the wife to protect her family. The depths of this scene had been made quite clear to Natsuki. Kraus was probably tired of trying to defend himself. Perhaps because he had gotten a headache. He hid his face and sank into silence. Natsuki noticed that the water in the electric kettle was boiling and stood up to refill her cup with black tea. And when she touched the cup of the black tea, she noticed for the first time the sound of the cup and saucer clinking together told her that her fingers were shaking. Kraus had built up a large debt to obtain funds for the various projects and to cover the losses when they failed. Of course, he had put the mansion and property up as collateral. That's bad. However, doing such a thing above board would have resulted in the mortgage being registered. In other words, there would have been a record that Kraus had put Kinzo's wealth up as collateral to obtain a loan without anyone's permission. Kraus couldn't afford for Kinzo, Eva and others to learn such a thing. Therefore, he had been putting these assets up as collateral using the worst possible method. I signed over the deeds and power of attorney. Yeah, what does that mean? What Kraus was saying probably meant that he had, in essence, signed away the rights to their assets. If those assets had been used as the collateral for a loan, then Kraus would have had some option under the law. He would have had to deal with a bank, which would have absolutely no compassion. But they would have been able to work something out within the rules set by society. However, signing away the deed and power of attorney was a whole different story. In short, even if the mansion they were living in was at risk, for example collapsing, theory about bombs in the tunnel or typhoon as natural disaster? If the person holding the deed were to decide to ignore his agreement with Kraus and sell the mansion to the third party right at this moment, they would have no recourse whatsoever. Okay. Far from using their house as collateral for loan, that was basically the same as selling it to borrow money. Well, you're in deep shit. Pretty much.
彼らがほんのわずかの気まぐれを起こして
突然この家を売り払ったら、私たちは今すぐにも荷物をまとめ出て行かなくてはならないということですね。
理屈上はそうだ。だが取引の相手はいずれも社会的信用のある人物ばかりだ。サラ金じゃないぞ。経済人同士の信用取引だ。私も相手を信用している。相手だって私に金を貸すことで私が大きな事業を成功させ、投資した額が大きくなって帰ってくることを信用している。委任状を預けたのは私の誠意と事業の絶対の成功を疑わないからだ。
Yeah, that's not like going well.
ここで渋ったらどうなる？自分の事業に自分で自信が持てないことになるだろう。
Are they really a culprit? But how killing your family would like resolve this? Like, it doesn't make sense. They are not culprits. They just need money. But killing the rest of the siblings doesn't like change things for them right now. Huh. If your ventures had been successful, you wouldn't be in the debt now, would we? Natsuki only barely stopped herself from saying it.
お父様は亡くなりました。するとどうなりますか？あなたの借金が白日のもととなり、他の兄弟たちに咎められることになるわけですか？
それだけでは済まない。多分刑事訴訟にも及ぶだ。
Shit.
刑事訴訟？どうしてですか？
君は知らない方がいい。とにかく、
Okay.
絶対にこのことを誰にも知られてはならん。
So this is the premise for question arcs. Okay. Kraus looked at the floor shamefully, shaking his head over and over. If it would come to criminal charges, then he must have broken some laws. He had probably been so intent on raising a large sum of money that he hadn't paid any heed to appearances. Kraus had seriously believed that his many projects would definitely succeed in return huge profits. So he had figured that even if he broke few laws, he would be able to pay everything back before too long and pretend the whole thing had never happened. This might have lessened his resistance towards breaking a couple laws. And now Kinzo's death, the worst possible thing had occurred. And soon he wouldn't be able to keep it all hidden.
私たちはどうなるのですか？
心配すること
I
は
wonder if I can redesign my Furies with just this knowledge about their situation.
君は信じてくれんな。景気は今
はあ
確実に上向いているんだ。私が都心で投資した不動産価値はみるみる上昇している。今それらを統合して巨大ビジネスタワーを建設する計画が進んでいる。これは私のこれまでの投資の中で最も確実で最も大きな成功をしているものだ。ただそれは身をつけるのにまだ時間をかける。絶対に確実だが今すぐというわけではないのだ。
So they need time, basically.
その事業の成功は借金を返済するに足りるものですか？
もちろんだと思う。これまでの借金をすべて帳消しにできる。
Okay.
だから信じてくれ。もう少しだけ時間が欲しいんだ。
How much?
しかしお父様はもうお亡くなりになってしまいました。もうその時間はないのですよ。
分かっている。分かっていると。
Why would you keep his body though? We know in question arcs that you still have his body. Can't you just hide his body somewhere?
だから
Why would you need that like here on the island? It doesn't make sense.
とにかく金が必要なんだ。
Okay.
金が大量に今すぐ。
Yeah. Like the gold from the golden land, maybe? Kraus roared and scratches his head, wearing about as if in pain. As Natsuki watched, several conflicting emotions swirled about in her chest. She felt pity for her husband, but at the same time, she felt he was a fool. And she also felt a mixture of anger and regret towards her own irresponsibility in letting her husband run wild for so long. It should have been clear to him, well before today, that they were in a very critical situation. And yet, he had irresponsibly waited for this moment to come and was now whirring about. Yeah. Her husband was so foolish and pitiful. It was easy to feel frustrated with him. However, she was his wife. For a wife to be ridicule her husband as a fool would ruin in conflict with her responsibilities. If he was a fool, then she would have to support him to compensate. However, she didn't have a clue what she was meant to do about this. If there was a massive amount of money like this within easy reach, there was no way that Kraus would have already laid his hand on it. It would also be easy to tell him to be a man and give up on everything, but that would also run into conflict with the responsibilities. She was Ushirime Natsuki, the woman who became Kraus' wife and sworn to support him, the new head of the Ushirime family, for as long as she lived. Wait, so what if Natsuki is so devoted to Kraus and everything that she actually finds murders justified just to get money? Because they know there's epitaph, and the epitaph is saying that one of the last treasures is the gold, right? So she's trying to basically she's trying to catch up anything she can, and she's just following up epitaph murders in order to find the gold. That's one of the treasures after the 10th Twilight. So Natsuki is actually a culprit? She's mad, if that's the case. What the fuck? She had to somehow help her husband in his efforts to raise money. She understood it logically, but she couldn't suppress the indescribable feeling of dejection that seems to rise up from the dark depth of her heart. Yep. It's definitely that.
そうそうあれさえ見つかれば万事は解決する夏日あれだ魔女の碑文だあれを解こう一緒に解こう
So they tried to solve it way before the conference happened.
黄金さえ見つかれば万事解決なんだそうさこの島のどこかに隠されてるはずなんだあれさえあればあれさえあれば
一体あなたやめてください
Kraus acting as excited as if he would thought up a perfect, brilliant plan. Grabs Natsuki up right tightly. Natsuki couldn't help but be dumbfounded. It wasn't just because she would heard something as fake sounding as the hidden gold brought up. So Kraus started this and Natsuki believed him after Kraus showed the one golden bar that he found. Because we know in the episode 1 he showed Natsuki the gold bar, and then she realized that the gold actually exists. So she's not going up to help him, I guess, or she's helping but she's like, it's probably fake. And Kraus is actually going to find the gold. At least one bar. Kraus usually dispatched the story of the hidden gold, saying that it didn't exist, and that it was all fiction his father had created to borrow a lot of money. Natsuki was doubtedly taken aback because of this.
そうだ、ジェシカにも協力してもらおう。子供の感性でなら解けることもあるかもしれない。今は一家の一大事なんだ。みんなで協力し合わなくてはならない。そうだ。あ
Okay, let's see if Jessica is actually in this as well. If Jessica knows about her parents' struggles.
それしかないんだ。ああ、夏日、本当に良かった。まだ手は残っていたんだよ。こんなに身近に。この島に黄金はある。それさえあれば万事解決なんだ。
How long before the like Rokenjima incident is happening? Great! Krau's being mad. Also, this lip sync didn't like work with this. Like he should have like different expression than that. So Jessica knows about this as well. Natsuki knocked Kraus aside, unable to withstand the pain in the arm he was twisting in the excitement. Kraus tripped over the edge of the bed and flew pathetically into the floor. Oh.
そしてどうか冷静になられてください。後ろ宮家の一大事にそんな夢みたいなことを言い出してどうするというのですか。
夏希。
あなたもよく頭を冷やされて現実的な金策をお考えになってください。私も頭を冷やしてきます。
待ってくれ、夏希。
Maybe the falling over had knocked the sense back to him. Kraus tried to tell Natsuki to stop, but she just kept walking. Closing the door forcefully, Natsuki dashed away. Natsuki ran through the corridor. She didn't want anyone to see her like this, but she ran headlong into Genji.
大変失礼いたしました。奥様、お怪我はございませんか？
私は大丈夫です。放っておきなさい。
かしこまりました。
源氏、お父様の書斎はどうなっていますか？
そのままにしております。南條先生は客間におられますか？
そうですか。書斎の鍵は持っていますか？
はい、ございます。
お貸しなさい。しばらく私とお父様の二人きりにするように。
Okay, she got a key.
もし主人に私のことを聞かれても知らないというのですよ。
Okay.
かしこまりました。
Well, we cannot say that Natsuki have a key for Kinzo's study this whole time because this is before the answer arcs. But we don't have any. Actually, now I think about this, we didn't have any red truth about Kinzo door, right? I mean, about the keys to the Kinzo room. We don't have a red truth about that there's only one key to Kinzo room. Right? I think I'm right. So maybe they have like duplicate now. That changes stuff too. I didn't thought about this. I could think about this actually without this. I didn't realize that somehow. Or maybe I checked that and there is red truth about this. I don't remember. After grabbing the key to the study that Genji was holding out to her, Natsuki rushed up to the stairs. She then flew into the study, and finally, she cried out loud.
お父様、愚かな私たちもどうかお許しください。私と主人はお父様の築き上げてきたものを受け継ぐことができます。罪深く愚かな私たちもどうかお許しください。そしてもしお許しいただけるならばどうか。
Oops. Please guide the way for a full circle. Clinging to Kinzo, as he slept in the bed, Natsuki cried even harder. She kept imagining Kinzo sitting up suddenly and patting her head. No, father isn't the type of the person to pamper. Most likely, he would yell at me to stop being too noisy. However, neither of those imaginations would come true. Because it was an undeniable fact that Kinzo had entered an eternal sleep. But even so, Natsuki begged the sleeping Kinzo to forgive and help them. It had only been a few hours since his passing. Perhaps his soul was still here, listening to her. Believing this, Natsuki begged for Kinzo forgiveness, and helped even more earnestly. Hello, Kinzo Ghost?
What?
Why is this happening? What is going on? Why we can hear ghosts? The fantasy elements in Umineko. The voice made Natsuki jump up in surprise. Hi. When she faced in the direction that the voice had come from, she saw Kinzo sitting at the study desk, folding up his reading glasses. What is this? When she was speaking with Kinzo in the episode 1, he also was like very nice to her, I would say, as far as Kinzo goes. Natsuki understood. It was just an illusion, one that Natsuki had created from her desire to speak with Kinzo and her memories of the man as he once was. So, when I made the theory in the episode 1 that Kinzo is actually Kraus, I was wrong. The scene we had with Natsuki talking with Kinzo was actually Natsuki talking to her imagination. Yeah, magic and imaginary friends exists. That's right. That makes sense now. At least for her seeing him. It still don't explain why, like, everyone else in episode 4 acknowledges Kinzo and stuff like this, you know? At least that's explaining episode 1 when she's going to, like, talking with him. Like, she don't want to be, like, you know, being seen as being, like, weirdo. So she's not speaking with Kinzo, like, in open. It's like Angel stuff, like, you cannot have other people around you to have the person being projected, basically. What is this? No, that's not it. She believed that just for now, Kinzo's soul had showed itself to her. She was sure that doubting this would cause it to vanish in an instant. Kinzo's succession to the family headship had come suddenly. At the time, he was nothing more than a young man from one of the branch families, far separated from Dushumiya's main family. The main family might have had honor and tradition, but that was of no relevance at all to Kinzo, and he could have cared less. Then the principal members of the main family were wiped out in the Great Kanto earthquake, along with their business. We know a lot of backstory. On the top of that, there was a complicated antagonism between the members of the family at the time. And the elders were all trying to impose their will on the others into the sinking ship. Because of this, they weren't able to elect a leader and rebuild the Ushirimiya family. They found common ground by selecting Kinzo, a young with absolutely no ties to any of the opposing elders, to be the head. So the elders hadn't really entrusted Kinzo with the rebuilding of the Ushirimiya family. Kinzo had been nothing more than their puppet, with his arms and legs being pulled in the opposite directions.
お父様の苦難の日々はよく存じております。
そして戦争が始まった。当時の私はもう生きていくことに疲れていた。戦場で死ねればと願ったが、前線には送られなかった。
I don't think we had info about war before. Only about earthquake.
日に日に戦況が悪化し、本土決戦の時が近づいてきていた。
Well, that's new.
私は不謹慎にもその日が早くやってくることを願っていた。
It was said that as Kinzo listened to the death approaching footsteps day in day out, he started cutting his ties with his sword one by one. And then, on that day, when he had freed himself from all his attachment to life and reached a state of enlightenment, he had a mystical experience. And he met her. The Golden Witch Beatrice. Okay.
私は魔女と契約を交わし、黄金と狂気の力を与えられた。
I will try to... Okay, I will rephrase this in the words of like normal human common sense, okay? I made a contract with the witch. Witch, he means like Beatrice. Maybe he was crazy. I don't know. Contract? Probably a marriage. So he got married together with Beatrice, and she was probably like a princess or something. Like she was also from the high family, I guess, and she gave him a gold and the power. So all that what Ushirimiya have actually is like Beatrice is saying. It belongs to her. It's like she was the catalyst to revive the Ushirimiya family, basically. So they got together and basically Beatrice's gold and power made everything possible. I think that's what happened then. And the magic is love, huh? I guess. The now deceased elders, who knew Kinzo at the time, had whispered to each other that Kinzo must have taken a knock to the head on the battlefield and returned with a different personality. That was how much Kinzo stood out after the war. Whenever the story about Kinzo meeting the witch was true or not, there could be no doubt that the extraordinary experience of war had prepared him for death and let him reach a state of enlightenment. Natsuki must surely have felt that if Kinzo had decided to describe that resulting mystical experience as a meeting with a witch, that wasn't something she could flatly dispute.
お父様は戦争からお帰りになり、魔女ベアトリーチェを従え、真の意味での後ろ宮家当主となられたのです。
そうだ。ベアトリーチェに出会う以前の私は、当主と呼ばれるだけの人形に過ぎ。
Okay.
私は黄金の魔女を従えて初めて当主たり得たのだ。
お父様、その黄金の魔女は新しき当主である夫クラウスには力を貸してくださらないのでしょうか。
She's going to say yes and she will like believe in epitaph.
貸すであろうな。真に当主を継承したならば。
Okay.
真に
Yeah, that's weird phrasing.
真の意味で後ろ宮家の当主としての責任と誇りを持てるかどうかということだ。夏日、お前ならば分かっているはず。当主とは血で継承されるものではない。
Headship not inherited by blood.
魂と信念によって継承されるのだ。
This is like this, like not inherited by blood, inherited through spirit and conviction. This last part is actually what the test is all about in the episode 4. Like they showing up their like spirit and conviction about the family and like they're like you know, if they're worthy basically.
クラウスが我が長男であってもそれがなくては真の当主とは呼べない。そしてそれが心に宿されていたならその人間はたとえクラウスでなくとも立派な新しき当主である。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェはその真の当主に力を貸すである。
So the one who solved the epitaph, I guess.
そうであるな、ベアトリーチェ。
Okay. I guess Beato is like a spirit, so yeah, great. Now Beatrice is showing up to Natsuki actually. What the fuck? What is this? When Kinzo called the witch name, gold butterflies saved out of every corner of the room. This fantastical scene had an otherworldly beauty to it. It was like standing in the midst of the blizzard of golden flower petals, being blown about a rose-golden garden of gold. As Natsuki stared at the scene in shock, the gold butterflies gathered and formed a human shape. Whoa, that's good one. Hello, Beatrice. Okay. Then the witch of the portrait appeared. Natsuki is crazy. She's imagining some weird stuff. Okay. Okay. So basically, Kinzo title and the Ushinomiya family head, like requirements to be Kinzo and requirements to be Ushinomiya family head is to be able to control Beatrice. What does it mean though? Too little information. I mean, I probably can think something about this, but not now, because it would take like long. We'll go back to this on Discord probably or somewhere. Also, we know that Beatrice wants Butler to be the head. She said to him, collar me and leash me and something like that. In the episode 4, before giving him a test on the phone. So she desperately wants Butler to be the head. She basically chose him to be the head, but he's not yet. He cannot be, he don't like qualify, he don't control her. Self-confidence and bravery. Desire to gain the power to match. Okay.
真の王者は持たぬ者さえも語る。そしてその傲慢を確かに実現してみせるのだ。
Okay.
わらわを支配できる者にはその王者の傲慢が必
The
要。
Monarch Pride.
わかるか、夏日よ。真の王者はあらゆる苦難を恐れぬ。必ず乗り越えられると公言する。
This is what Butler is doing actually, right? Like he's declaring, I will win, I will not stop, I will not flutter, I will not go back. I will conquer you, I will like win, I will discover what you're planning and stuff. This is what like Butler is doing. Butler is developing his like Monarch Pride during the question arcs.
その算段がなくともだ。だから弱者は希望を持つ。集い、あがめ、協力を誓う。そこに力が生まれ、有言は実行されるのだ。
So basically in the episode 4, if everyone realized that the Kinzo, like if Kinzo actually exists in the episode 4, and actually everyone saw Kinzo and acknowledged him as Kinzo, then the person who was Kinzo in the episode 4 in the conference room and stuff, that guy or woman had the Monarch Pride. I wonder if that could be like one of the siblings. Because during the conference room, we didn't saw what siblings were doing. Were siblings all together all the time? Or did someone left? But why giving the test then? So many questions! Natsuki understood. Through this mystical experience, Kinzo was teaching her the attitude required to overcome hardship, even after his own death. Feeling a warm sensation rise up in her chest, she let the valuable words Kinzo had given her echo through her mind, over and over. A true monarch, in other words, the true head of the Ushimiya family, was not to fear hardship. They had to believe that they could overcome any hardship. If they could not believe themselves capable, then there was no reason why they would be. Natsuki suddenly felt very ashamed of the way she had come to this room, sobbing and asking what Kinzo would do. Yep, that's not the Monarch Pride.
私は愚かでした。後ろ宮家の一大事に泣き言を言う暇などあるわけもありません。そしてお父様から後ろ宮家を引き継いだ以上、私たちは何があってもその名誉を守り抜きます。ほう、どうやってクラウスの借金を返済するか、その青写真も描けぬのにか。
Beatrice laughed unpleasantly. No, that wasn't it. She was testing Natsuki to see whether she possessed the mental readiness to be a true monarch. Natsuki didn't hesitate anymore. She answered clearly, gazing into Beatrice's eyes.
はい、今はどうすればいいのか、その方法をまだ見つけることはできません。しかし、私の夫は新しき後ろ宮家の当主であり、私はそれを支える妻です。ですから、夫に代わり、聞こう。後ろ宮クラウスと夏日は必ずやこの苦難を乗り越え、後ろ宮家の名誉を守ってみせます。
There's no way that Natsuki is Kinzo, right? I mean, I said it can be either woman or man. So, What if Natsuki is actually Kinzo? This is crazy. What? Okay, I'm getting mad. I need like to stop reading and just think about some stuff. I didn't know that she talked to Kinzo and Beatrice before question arcs. That's new information.
この屋敷さえも明日には立ち退けと命じられても拒めぬという最悪の状況です。遺産分配となれば親族たちに刑事告発さえされるかもしれません。しかし心配には及びません。そうなる前に借金をすべて返済し名誉を取り戻します。
As she stood at attention with a resolute attitude, Natsuki proclaimed this clearly with Ushinomiya Kinzo and Beatrice as witnesses. For a while, they remained silent, as though waiting Natsuki resolve. Then Kinzo chuckled and turned away. Hmm.
その資質を持つ女を息子がめとったことさえ、これもまたそなたの強運よ。
Yeah.
ベアトリーチ、私の最後の命令だ。
当主でないそなたの命令をもはや聞く義理はない。
Ah, but you will, you like him.
ならば、新しき後ろ宮家当主の命令に従い。
そなたはすでに当主でなく、クラウスは未だ当
So
主
that
では
there's no head.
わらわは誰に仕えよというのか。
お前にそれを委ねる。
Okay.
後ろ宮家の当主を受け継ぐ資格があるかどうか。
She wants Butler to be the one
片翼のわしの紋章を背負うに
who is fitting to bear the mark.
お前が確かめるのだ。
断るぞ。
Okay.
当主でなき男の命令など聞けぬわ。
いや違うぞ。これは遺言である。
This is a wheel.
当主が残したお前への最後の命令である。
He wrote a wheel in the episode 3, I think?
ならば従わぬわけにはいかぬか。
Or episode 4, that was, maybe episode 4.
わらわもつくづく付き合いがよい。
Yes, you are.
違うな。
ほう。
興味を持ったからであろうが。
つくづく。そなたには隠し事ができる。
You are fickle. We all know that.
夏日。
はい、お父様。
乗り越えてみよ。この苦難を。
To Natsuki, that might have been nothing more than a simple response. But to Kinzo and Beatrice, it seemed to carry much greater significance. Beatrice noted deeply, and with emotion as elegant as her dress, she bowed deeply before Natsuki.
後ろ宮家顧問錬金術師、黄金の魔女ベアトリーチ。ここに後ろ宮家の苦難を再び乗り越えるため、そなたの力となろうぞ。
Okay, so Natsuki and Beatrice are working together actually.
ありがとう。あなたの力が必要です。私たちは必ずこの苦難を乗り越えます。
そのために助力は惜しまぬが、先に断らねばならぬ。かつて金蔵の窮地を救ったように、そなたに再び莫大な黄金を与えれば、この度の苦難は解決することは分かっている。しかし、それはできぬのだ。
Yeah.
そうですか。
すまんな、夏日。ベアトリーチェの黄金は私一代限りという契約。
Gold cannot be inherited. Okay. So it's not. So the 10 like tons of gold is not part of the inheritance. So even if you became the head of the family, you still not necessarily get the gold.
そしてそれを受け継ぐためには
Yeah.
黄金は碑文にて封じられている。だからそれを解けぬ限り、そなたに黄金の魔法は与えられぬ。
わかりました。ならば他の方法でこの窮地を脱する方法を模索しましょう。
Or you can sell the epitaph.
主人は時間をかけるとは言っていますが、必ず借金は返済できると言っています。そのための時間を得ることができれば、この苦難は乗り越えられます。
良いぞ、夏日。続け。
しかし金蔵はもう死んでいる。
Yeah.
医者と使用人は葬儀の準備。そなたは親族たちにその連絡だ。そなたは自らその金策の猶予時間を終わらせる宣言を
So she will stop every preparation.
自ら刃を下ろす断頭台も愉快なものよ。
Natsuki gasped and looked up at the ceiling. There wasn't actually anything there. But even so, Natsuki had found something. Okay.
夏日、決まったか。わらわに望む奇跡の魔法が。
Okay. All of those who had witnessed Kinzo's corpse were once again gathered in the study. And this is where we will get the premise for actual question arcs. Everyone will be set to shut up about Kinzo's death. No one's know nothing. Kraus was still very unsettled and clutching at his head. Genji was as expressionless as ever. Naja and Kumasawa wore bewildered expressions on their faces. But in stark contrast to all of them, Natsuki's expression was resolute.
あなたにもう一度お尋ねします。金策は間違いないのですね。
1年。いや、せめて半年あれば。
Year, half a year. And we suspect that Kinzo is dead at least a year. In the episode 2? Or episode 1? I don't remember now, but in one episode it's like about one a year. 1 year. Because in the previous conference he also didn't show up and siblings suspect that he might be dead. And on the other, in episode 3 or episode 2. I'm mixing up sometimes like episodes, I'm sorry. The episode where we have like VIP Beatrice. Genji said to Beatrice that Kinzo didn't leave the room for like several years. So this happened either 1 year before previous, or like before the conference we had, or several years actually. It depends. But it confirms stuff of like his like death timing.
ならば、
しかし、お前も言ったぞ。親父はもう死んでしまう。
Yeah, but no one knows about this.
お父様はお亡くなりになどなっていませんよ。まだこうしてご健在であられます。
Yeah, she's starting to play. When Natsuki said this, everyone looked up instantly, startled, because they immediately understood what those words meant. However, Kraus alone didn't get it right away, and had to ask.
それはどういう意味だね。親父はもう現にそこに。
繰り返します。お父様は未だにご健在であられます。
Yep.
ご自身の研究がお忙しいので、これまで以上に書斎を出ることはできません。
Yeah. Okay.
私たちは
They have established
研究に
facts.
専念できるように外務をすべて執り行い。
It's not like it's new, though. It's something that we got from the like Red Truth and stuff. So we just have like more detailed, basically Red Truth in more detail. That he's already dead. And they're playing this.
お父様に不要なお仕事が及ばないよう
Because we suspected Kraus and Natsuki and Namjo before, and Genji as well. I didn't knew that Kumasawa know about this, so now we are including Kumasawa to the circle of suspects, basically.
つまりそれはこれまでと何ら変わらないと
Also seems like Goda don't know about this, so we can like make Goda innocent for now. At least from this perspective. From like the main circle, you know, of people who knows.
理解できていますね、源氏。
はい。片翼のわしの家具はこれからも親方様にお仕えいたします。
熊沢、そして南條先生、私の話は理解できましたね。
それでいいのかね、夏井さん。
お父様は確かに今日お亡くなりになったかもしれません。しかし今この場にいる私たち全員が信じることでお父様を蘇らせる魔法を使うことができます。
Wow! I love it. How was she phrasing that?
無理ですよ、奥様。そんないくらなんでも。
解剖すれば死亡時期を特定される。
That's actually concerning.
不審がられることは避けられん。
I mean, you can burn the corpse as in every episode.
お父様はお亡くなりにならないのですから、解剖などされる言われはありませんよ。
Of course, she wasn't planning to make Kinzo live forever. The fake life given to Kinzo would only last until Kraus could repay his debts. After that, Kinzo's soul would finally be able to sleep in peace. Nanjo repeated himself that the time of death would be discovered during the autopsy, but Natsuki said again that this wouldn't be a problem. If you burn corpse, yeah, that can hide some facts.
お父様は死亡届によってお亡くなりになるのではありません。
そうか。失踪届か。
Or that. After clapping his hands together, Kraus stood up, shaking his fists.
そうです。借金が無事に返済でき、お父様にお休みいただける準備が整ったなら、その時にお父様の失踪を宣言します。
That's why they need to corpse disappear. That's why they need to make him like being unidentifiable with like burning him or like destroying evidences about his death. Rokkenjima, vast uncultured forest, was the perfect place to stage the disappearance. One day, Kinzo would go out to the forest for a walk and never return. They would search for him without success, and then be forced to report the disappearance.
失踪なら死体がなくても死亡届を出せる。つまり死亡時期を隠せるということだ。どうだ、南條先生。これなら何の問題もない。
確かにそういうことにはなりますが。
それで良いのですか、奥様。確かに私たちが黙っていれば、親方様がお亡くなりになられたのは秘密にできるかもしれません。ですが、どこでどう間違って誰かに知られないとも。
熊沢、声が大きいです。お父様はあちらでお休み中なのですよ。起こしてしまわれるつもりですか？
It isn't a corpse. Kinzo is sleeping. And Natsuki said that. Kinzo lay quietly on the bed, as though there was nothing at all odd about her words. And she's using the magic again. This is such a long recording session I have today. Wow. I'm not sure if I'm recording 1 episode, 2 episodes or 3 episodes at this point, to be honest. So there will be like some fade outs along the way, probably. Because I wouldn't do like bye, hello and stuff. But we'll see. What she's reviving? Is she reviving Kinzo? Once again, a swarm of gold butterflies started to swirl, covering Kinzo's cold body. Then, after the butterflies exploded into the fine gold powder and disappeared. Just like those fairy tales that had been told over and over since long ago, Kinzo slowly opened his eyes and sat up. So, basically everyone... So, basically, Kraus, Natsuki, Namjo, Genji, and Kumasawa are people who are aware of Kinzo's death, but he's not dead. And if they speak with Kinzo, they speak with his, like, spirit, the imagination that they have, like, imagined. What is this? Also, we need, like, to include Shannon and Canon into this. Because they spoke with Kinzo as well. So they need to know as well. At some point. It kinda is.
この世にとどまることを許されぬ存在が未だとどまっているのだ。多少の不自由は諦めよ。
お体は本当に大丈夫なのですか？本当に大丈夫なのですか？
What if people in the episode 4, the siblings were dragged with like some weird stuff, and when Genji and Canon entered, together with quote Kinzo, everyone saw Kinzo, but not really, like they just thought they see Kinzo, but there was like now no one, actually. They just looked in the thin air and they just saw Kinzo because they thought they see him, and they didn't mistook him by sight then. Because that's what they saw. That's so like... Why it's so going so like around everything? What the fuck? Part of Ghost, yeah.
これにてどうか、夏日、金蔵はよみがえった。故に葬儀は不要。そなたの苦難はこれにて解決だ。
Yeah, this is basically the magic. That's what we saw. So, magic is basically the imagine. So, Kinzo's body is actually lying there, but everyone here present in the room sees him as being alive. Yes, he's alive. We need to believe he's alive. He's alive.
Beatrice.
As Natsuki tried to find words of gratitude, Beatrice waggled her index finger and spoke. Yes.
それでも言います。ありがとう。これで主人のために時間が稼げます。あとは私たちの仕事です。
しかし夏日、心せよ。確かに金蔵はよみがえったが、それは永遠ではない。我が魔力が続く限りである。
Yep. So as long as you... Yep. So as long as you believe that he's alive, and as long as no other people who don't believe that are not in the room. So basically, in order for siblings to see Kinzo, that makes sense that they could see Kinzo actually, if you think about this. Because the way Natsuki and Kraus and Genji was talking to the siblings in the episode 4, it was like they claimed that he's still alive. he's fine and everything. And then they proclaim that Kinzo will come down to you to speak with you. And this way, they gave seed into their heads that Kinzo is actually alive. And they thought, oh my god, Kinzo is alive. Our father is alive. And then he entered the room and they were like, oh, Kinzo is alive, Kinzo is alive, Kinzo is alive. And they saw him, you know? Like, everyone is crazy here, what the fuck?
魔法の断りを正しく理解し、その維持に努める。わらわはそなたに奇跡を見せるが、それをつかみ、とどめるのは、
無論です。あなたにもらったこの奇跡を、私たちは決しておろそかにしません。
それでよい。なるほどな。主と畳は新しい方がいいというのは本当らしい。気に入った。わらわはそなたに使えようぞ。後ろ宮な。
So basically Beatrice is already dead. Like, she's definitely dead. This is like imagination that's passed over through Kinzo. Just like, see, this is exactly what I'm saying. Like, siblings seeing Kinzo in the conference room are able to see him only because they could, just because Kraus and Natsuki was talking to them the way that he is alive, and they think that he's alive. And Beatrice is showing to them right now in exactly the same thing. Like, she's certain that Beatrice been alive before, and it's because of Kinzo Gold and his beliefs. That's why she believes in Beatrice as well. That's why Beatrice is alive for her. That's why Butler cannot see her. That's why siblings cannot see her, because they don't believe in the story of Beatrice that Kinzo said. They just suspect that he might have the mistress before or something, but it's not like it's real, like she's existing. And she actually thinks that she might be alive. Something like that. I mean, you know, not like alive. You know what I mean? This is complicated. And it's not a stream, it's just a recording. Like, if we had to talk about this for 3 hours, it's going to be on streams. I will implore you. Wait! Is my family conference of previous year? So this is yes, so I was right. Kinzo's been dead for at least a year. Like I said before, in the previous conference room, in the previous conference, siblings were suspecting Kinzo being dead, and he was never like coming out from the study. So he's at least, when the game of the question arcs happens, he's at least 1 year old dead already. So this is the confirmation of everything. And with this I will end this episode and this recording. I don't know which episode is this. If this is the episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, I'm not sure. Oh, that's some fancy actually save point. A proper mystery. This is the chapter name, I guess. So yeah, thanks for joining. That was amazing for me recording session, for you episodes or episode, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining. I'm glad we started this. We established some hard facts now. That were just like kind of theories, but kind of predicted already. But nevertheless, that's good. That's great premise for question arcs. Anyway, thanks for joining, and I will see you next one. So, let's continue Chiru. Thanks, and for the Pocket Watch, it's going out.